Ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes is what I will give Saintontas. Now, Saintontas is one of the content creators that actually had the balls to keep up the things that he mentioned about the Zenith Zero spending event, and in contrast with what he mentioned with War spending event. Now, we're not going to go through everything of this video, but to give it just 5 minutes of our time to see what Saintontas is willing to say about the situation with each of these. Maybe 5 minutes on this video, and then just a snippet of this video to show you Saintontas' character going into this. How did I like this? What the fuck? Wait a minute, let me make sure something. Okay. Okay. It must have been a glitch.
In version 2.5 after all of this. You can also buy it outright in the shop. So, why don't they just give out the skin for free? Why are they having a spending event for it? Well, it's because they want you to spend money in this patch. And of course, right, if you miss the spending event, then you can buy it after the event ends. But yeah, the only way that you're getting it during the event period is to spend for 180 pulls. And this is the thing, right? If you're a purely free-to-play ZZZ player, are you even going to get 180 pulls? From the start of 2.3 to the end of 2.4. Are you even going to have 180 pulls?
Now, this is saying, why is it saying I like the... This is a video where Saintontas was crashing out against the spending event in Zenith Zero, $450 spending event. And this is the thing that Saintontas at Blazion don't have the mental capacity to compare, but they believe that we just magically don't get pulls as free-to-play units. And in this event, if you play the game outright normally, like, you will get enough polls to complete this event completely for free, even if you started from 0 polls. So that is another misinformation. Saintontas like to just completely count the value for each polls, and without the top-up bonuses to make the situation look as worse as possible. When the thing about this free-to-play event or the spending event is that it's an event that not only whales can accomplish, but actual free-to-play players can accomplish as long as you poll on the banners. So it wasn't a big deal. It's the same thing with Blazion trying to put down the spending event on Archer's Lycon in Honkai Star. You could absolutely get that completely for free, and that's the difference between Wooden Way's current spending event and the spending event. And that little difference alone made these spending events completely 10 times better than whatever Wooden Ways put out on theirs. And let's get 5 minutes into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Doom posting Zenith Zero spending event.
us to have a bit of a discussion today. We are once again revisiting Zenless Zone Zero version 2.5 because we've gotten close to the full information, if not the full information already, on how monetization in that update is going to go. And let's be entirely real here. I think a lot of players are going to felt baited and switched after hearing about the specifics behind ZZZ 2.5's literal thank you gifts. Because that's what this spending event is called. They decided to title a spending event where the developers are getting money from you as a thank you gift to the players. And some of the rewards for this spending event that they decided to reveal up front, as opposed to actually showing the details of it, because they knew that players would hate the fucking details. Some of the rewards are a bunch of power crept units.
This character is currently gonna get buffed. I believe this character is getting buffed too. This character, come on, Zenith Zero, time to buff her. This character, I'm not sure she got buffed. I'm not sure she got buffed. I know for a fact she got buffed. She is still really good for a team. Jane Doe is still strong if you know to use her, and Bernice is still strong too. But the thing is if you know to use her. This is different because Saintontas is a tourist. Saintontas will struggle with a character like Jane Doe or Bernice or her Clank. The beauty about this spinning event is that you get 3 limited characters. I don't know why they put the standard banner characters in here, but okay. You get 3 limited weapons and standard banner weapons as well. her standard banner weapon is absolutely beautiful. And I don't know if you want to, you have to really love the character to go for one of these characters. But you have the three choices. I believe the one with the most value is probably maybe Bernice. It depends on your account.
And a bunch of power crept W engines. But don't worry, there's still some new modern stuff.
Mind you, this is what he said, right? So, wow, the characters in Wither Race Spending Event is power crept as well. Even worse, too, because they're just completely not valuable at all.
That's going to spice up the deal for every type of player available. So why don't we go ahead and actually take a look at the specifics of how this spending event, as well as monetization in ZZZ 2.5, let's see how it's going to go. So first things first, ZZZ has been very dishonest with how the details of this event have been presented. Instead of just putting it into one link or a set of images that's really easy to follow for players, they instead decided to divide out this spending event in two ways. One is with the link to the Hoyo Twitter post, and then the other is like a separate Twitter post that looks like this, and then it's just a set of images. If you don't look at both of these articles, the website on the Hoyoverse website, like this link to the Hoyoverse website over here, if you don't look at this, and you also don't look at this, you got no fucking clue how this event works. So not only
a shocker, Saintontas, that you have to read. My God, guys, we're hearing it first here. We have to read.
Is it that this event is one of the most ridiculously designed spending events in the history of the game? To get the information on it is also incredibly fucking hard. What?
Because Saintontas can't read.
What the fuck even is this? So let's go ahead. Let's take the essential pieces.
Oh my God, what the hell is that? Ooh. You're trying to blind me, man.
Of information you'll need to know to actually figure out how this fucking works and just put it all together. So this is how the event actually works. It's going to start after version 2.5 and go until the end of version 2.5. And during this event, buying things in the game, not pulling, not using free-to-play currency, but buying things that cost real money is going to give you specific amounts of commemorative ticket.
Now, as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that Saintontas is very adamant, very frustrated that the only way you can access the spending event is by purchasing. This is Saintontas' old demeanor when it comes down to this situation that is absolutely furious that you have to spend money alone. You can't use your polls to get things from this update, from this spending event. You have to spend money, and that is bad, man. No. Don't be spending any money.
Stubs and accumulating. Okay, well, don't you just love how this is what happens when you zoom in on the ZZZ website? Let's see if we can use the Hoyo Lab one instead. Accumulating specific amounts of commemorative ticket stubs will unlock the corresponding rewards. So yes, you need to buy a bunch of shit, build up the ticket stubs, and then once you have a certain number of stubs, you'll then be able to receive, and when you look at this document over here, you'll actually be able to see what the rewards are down here. Moving forward, during the event, the maximum...
Why is Saintontas so vague with it? Like,
number of commemorative ticket stubs you can obtain is 15k. When you see how much that is, this is about a total of around $250. Around $225 to $250 in spending to reach that total amount. And this is how we know. They tell you straight up how many ticket stubs you're going to get for how many monochromes you decide to buy. Just so you know, this is the $1 pack. This is $5. 10, 20, 50, 100. So this is the $100 pack, and it gives you 6.48k of the commemorative ticket stubs. To max out this event, you would need about 2 of these and 1 of these. That's where the $250 is coming from, because this is the $50 pack. You need 2 200s, 150 to actually max this out. And this is my favorite part about this event. A big part about ZZZ 2.5, right, is that it, in a lot of ways, feels similar to a relaunch, right? If you're one of...
God damn it. Man loves the relaunch thing, man.
those players that happen to have their first time top-up bonus still, it won't actually apply to this event. Yeah, so if you're somebody that still had their 100x and you buy it, then you'll still need to spend 150 more on top of that top-up bonus applying to your account. Even in this situation, the devs have
Oh no, how Zenless Zone Zero's dev could be so greedy. I can't believe it. They want our money. Oh my god.
been like, no, we need you to give us the whole thing. We're desperate. We can't give you a discount. We need the whole thing. We need the whole thing.
But have that ever been the case though? I don't think it ever has been the case that if you get the top of bonus, you get additional rewards on it. I don't think that have ever been the case, and I don't think it's the case for Wooden Rays either.
Okay, no fucking. We're not Wuthering Waves over here. We don't have any bundles. We need the
We're not Wooden Rays over here. Okay, hey, that is gonna come into handy, man.
whole dollar amount desperately. That's why when you look at the viewership
So surely Wooden Ways allow you to get extra bonus if you had a double tap. Surely, right, Saintontas? Surely.
of this game, let me tell you how much they need money. You know why they need money? Because they're paying for sponsors like this. Because they know nobody's playing this fucking game on Twitch, so they're sponsoring people for like to play the game for literally like 2 hours. Like you just look at this, right? It's been like this for the past 3 weeks. They need the money because they're spending it paying all these people to
I mean, could that not be a tower, a Shinyu defense reset or a end game reset, Delhi assault run? Like, bro, you know, it is what it is. It's Saintontas, you know. Like if anything good happens in Hoyo games, it's gonna be sponsored.
pretend they play this game. Because God knows they know that nobody isn't. So that's the first glaring issue with this spending event. However, it's not, I would say it's not the terrible worst thing. The fact
I've gone too far in this, right? 5 minutes already, man. Times flies so fast when you're having fun. Saintontas is gonna yap for another 40 minutes, 30 minutes, so let's not get into that. Let's look at how Saintontas react to spending the event in his home game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a bit of a conversation to have today because as we're all aware, the Wuthering Waves version 3.1 live stream has just occurred. And while Wuthering Waves is naturally coming with in 3.1 some of the craziest rewards you've ever seen, you can just see that there's a raw fucking, if you want the totals over here, this is about 40 pulls, right? You got the 20, 10 standard, you got the other 10 over here, 5 of those standard.
So what this is that, you know, he didn't give this for Zenith Zone Zero, right? He didn't mention all the good stuff that's happening in Zenith Zone Zero. He just went straight into the negativity. But for Wooden Ways, like, because he knows that his ass is on fire, he went in to soften the blow by look at all the good pulls. You're getting 10 standard pulls, 5 standard pulls over here, a free a glider skin, free skin for the traveler. We're getting so much good stuff, man. Let's get them. It's like inconvenience, a little inconvenience. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
So that's going to be 30, and then you got the 10 pull over there. The
Spend an event done right.
1600 for that 40 total. Then you factor in the corals too. Bro, I think you're closer to like, what is it? Like 61 just from like logging into the patch. So yeah, 60.
10. Let's give Saintontas the benefit of that. 10, 20, 30, 40 pulls.
1 total pulls just from like logging into the patch. And then you're going to have, right, you know, a good number of those being standard. I think it's like 22 of them. But otherwise, well, it's like 40, 42, something like that. That's pretty solid, right? But there is something else in this patch that a lot of individuals have been talking about, looking past the free-to-play rewards to
like how Saintontas has always been doing for Zenith Zone Zero, looking past all the good to go for to immediately go for the negativity.
instead just say that this patch is predatory. And that is the existence of a spending event. And so when it comes to spending events, Naturally, I've been an individual that's been on the front lines on the matter. Whenever there's been a Hoyoverse title that's had a spending event, I've been making sure to call it out. And now, Wuthering
Yes, sir. Yes, you have. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed.
Waves has had theirs. Let me direct you, though, to a statement that I made.
Saintontas is so sad right now in that moment because he was like, God damn, bro, I put my heart, my soul, my dedication into hating on Hoyo Games for having spent an event, and then we go around and do this. My God.
3 weeks ago, when Zenless Zone Zero in version 2.5 had their spending event. Are y'all ready for my take? Let's hear this out. Knowing that you've had 3 basically in a row in your other game, I'm referencing there the 5 spending events Hoyoverse had with Honkai Star Rail 2.3 in Casterus, or sorry, 3.2 in Casterus. Then they had 3.4 with their Archer Light Cone.
It was a spinning event for Casterus? I don't remember a spinning event for Casterus. What spinning event are you talking about, bro? The only spinning event I know that was in Honkai Star was the spinning event. It's not even a spinning event. It's a pulling event. But you guys want to call it a spinning event for, well, it's a spinning. You're spinning the pull, so it's a spinning event. Spinning event for Archer's Icon. The spinning event for Casterus. Siren skin, weapon skin. And the spinning event for Vivian's skin, and also the spinning event for Xenozone Zero recently. So that's the only spinning events that I know of. And to be fair, like Punishing Grey Raven did it first. So what happened is that Punishing Grey Raven did so well with their spinning event that Hoyo decided to do it too.
And they had ZZZ 2.3 and 2.4 for their Vivian skin, which operated like the Archer Light Cone. Then they had ZZZ 2.5, featured in this video, where they had another spending event as well. So Hoyoverse is on their 4th spending event, or sorry, Hoyo's on its 4th spending event in 6 months. Wuwa is on its 1st one. Basically in a row in your other game. I'm gonna be honest, and this is what I said after Hoyo's 4th one, before Wuwa's 1st. Hoyoverse is legitimately ruining the gacha space, because now I can comfortably say I can't even blame any other developer for putting in spending events in their games in the future too. Because you want to
I wonder if he knew that it was coming. I wonder.
know why? How can they not consider it when these fuckers at Hoyoverse have literally spammed 5 in the past 6 months? They are setting such an awful, terrible standard in the space that is literally making every game actively worse, even if they're not doing anything. Because you want to know what this does? This builds pressure on every other dev to start putting shit like this, spending events like that, pay-to-win mechanics like this into all of their games too. Because even the biggest creator in the space is bending and doing that to get a shortcut instead of actually making a good fucking game. Guess what HSR and ZZZ wouldn't need if they were just better games? They wouldn't need spending events because people would just pay money on them without feeling pressure to buy FOMO, pay to win, and other mechanics.
So Saintontas, I mean, if you weren't actively doom posting Honkai Star and Xenozone Zero, then maybe they wouldn't need a spinning event because they are constantly being getting a bad rep by Saintontas. So it's your fault. It's your fault that Hoyo had to have spinning events. So in return, it's your fault that Wuthering Waves has spinning event because you forced Hoyo to have spinning event so that Wuthering Waves can have spinning event in their game.
Did you really think you could sneak up on me without being seen?
I will not be deceived.
And so great. They've now set a new industry standard, just like I said they would, because that's what occurs when the biggest gacha developer in the space does 4 spending events in the span of 6 months. And so, if you want somebody to blame for this happening, you know literally who to blame.
And the Gilded Night marketing Wuthering Waves 2.0 was a spending event. So it's currently Whatever's second spending event.
I'm not going to necessarily blame Kuro. Sure, they did it. But this is after seeing Hoyo do it 4 fucking times. 4 times in 6 months. And the best part is, Hoyo just does these events on random fucking days. For random fucking reasons. Why the fuck did 2.3 and 2.4 have a spending event in ZZZ? There was nothing going on in that patch. Wuwa did it for their Sentinel. Their Archon, by the way. Right? Archon equivalent.
So I think you should be fine because like Xenozone Zero spending event, the one that you had to spend money on was on the Void Hunters banner. So it should be okay, right? And everybody was looking forward to Yidari, or a lot of people were looking forward to Yidari or a Lucia. So Lucia was there before, or I don't remember. I don't remember. But like, it's funny that the excuses Saintontas will use is the same excuses that Hoyo players have been using for justifying the spinning event. And all of a sudden we should accept this, while Saintontas and his community don't really accept when we say the same thing. It's kind of funny. The double standards is unreal.
At the time that everyone was actually going to spend at the very least. So now that we've gotten some of the specifics over there ironed out, let's actually start taking a look at, well, how the event actually works. So there is like a bunch of other stuff. I do want you...
Man, it took 5 minutes and you're not talking anything about the spinning event in whatever it is. This is a difference. Who was spinning event? You see how calm he is? Oh, he's trying to be completely batting for whatever it is. In 5 minutes already, and he's completely batting for whatever it is. And in 5 minutes, he just completely dogged on Xenozone Zero for the spinning event. It's quite interesting. This is a virtual keyboard. Why do you have it up? Is something wrong with your keyboard, Saintontas? Like, it should be virtual keyboard, right? Yeah, it is. It is. The reason why I normally used to have this up on my old PC is because the keyboard, some of the buttons stopped working on my old laptop, so I had to like use the virtual keyboard a lot, which means that some of Saintontas keys are giving problems. Just buy a keyboard. Just buy a virtual keyboard. I know Saintontas is using a laptop because up here he always have this Lenovo LOQ 15.6 inch laptop. It's not fully gaming laptop. It's like budget gaming laptop.
You to keep in mind that this is what
But
you need.
Lenovo is pretty good brand. Like any you go Lenovo or Asus, they're always pretty good brand when it comes down to quality.
To do for that 20 pull in game. Not a lot of actual crazy stuff. You just log in for this.
If you have a MSI, then that's good. Just know that you probably need a display really quickly because the hinges always pop off on those laptops.
Now let's start.
But the quality under the hood of the MSI gaming laptops are always absolutely insane. So you should be fine.
Taking a look at the details of this spending event, the Moonlit Path. So the Moonlit Path is going to operate in this way. You'll have a bunch of different tiered rewards, and based off of what you purchase in the shop, you'll get a certain number of points. And then those points will lead to various rewards. It actually functions in a very similar way to ZZZ 2.5's actual quest. And you can see over here, right, all the different things are worth different amounts, but we have the store open on the side in my screen so we can do a bit of a direct translation, right? How much things will cost. So these are the list of rewards. And don't worry, guys. I don't think this is bugged. You might be surprised, though. That first tiered reward is 1 standard pull. That second tiered reward is 1 limited pull. That is a motorcycle accessory. A cosmetic. And then, at this tier...
It looks depressing, man. Oh my god, it still looks depressing. It looks so depressing. Seeing this again.
Here, the 4th one, you get the last pull in the rewards. For a total...
A measly 2 weapon pulls, man. Oh my god. We're spending so much money.
Total of 4 pulls. 3 limited, 2 weapon, 1 character, and then 1 standard pull. And do you want to know how much this costs to reach here? Let me show you. $30.
Enjoy GM. I think this is a
If you are
getting the Genshin Impact ad and Saintontas video is a wild work. Anyways, how should we put this? It's not valuable. It's not worth it.
looking at this from a FOMO perspective of, my golly gee, Kuro's being giga predatory from the perspective of they're really trying to
They're being stingy as fuck, man. Stingy as hell. Stingy.
influence people to spend, pressure them to spend. If you spend $30, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You will gain the equivalent of 4 pulls in game from the spending event. Is this predatory or is it a scam? Because it
It's predatory and a scam.
cannot be both.
It can. It's a predatory scam event.
It can't be predatory and it can't be a scam at the same time.
It's predatory and a scam, Saintontas. This is, you know what, I'm done with this. This is the worst spending event in the history of mankind. Like, there cannot be a more predatory spending event compared to this, bro. This is the worst spending event out there, period. And you see his demeanor, his mentality when it comes down to his favorite game, whatever it is. So calm, so collective, not doom posting it, not saying like, guys, this is absolutely terrible, like I always say when it comes down to something bad that happened in my game. He's like trying his absolute best to say, guys, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But when a spending event dropping Genshin Impact tomorrow, it will be absolute doom posting from Saintontas. Absolute scorcher. But because it's in whatever it is. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is just a fun video showing the duality of Saintontas, that, you know, spend an event in Wua, it's not that bad. Spend an event in Hoyo Games, end of the earth. And I will see you guys next time.